weiter. Hareinu loimdim leilu nishmas eni resh Abbas elchono nitzchok. Leilu nishmas of Emoir Menachem ben Akiva. This is our Amud Yomi Shiur once again. Nun Tes Amud Aleph Kiddushin. Today's Amud officially is Nun Tes Amud Beis. I don't know how far we're going to go. Today we'll have more, hopefully, quality, less quantity in Shiur. We're going to meet a lot of possibly new for you or for me, new terms about Tumah V'Tara. We're going to see a lot of new stuff. So I don't know how much ground we're going to cover, and how much cover we're going to ground. So there's quality crowd here, meaning there's less people. So let's have a lot of fun today. Bezos Hashem. Plus the fact that I must admit that today I'm less prepared than usual. Oh, here he is. Okay. Fine. Okay, now we can start. Let's go. Let's get serious. We started this year. I am restarting from although yesterday we did those few lines, yeah, Nun Tes Amud Aleph, after the two dots. Right? I know we did it, but I feel like yesterday we did it too quickly. We were a little bit harsh, and not harsh, I mean rushed, and therefore we have to restart. So what did we say in the Mishnah? A person told a woman, he gave her the shove pruta, he gave her what's needed, he said what's needed, he just postponed it, and he said the Kiddushin will start taking place, will start applying in 30 days. Nothing retroactive, nothing lemafrea. He just putting the pause, he pressed the pause button for 30 days. What else has to happen? Nothing. As long as she and he are alive and not kicking each other, then what? Or yes, kicking, the Kiddushin applies because, yeah, we just froze it in time, and then it's going to start in 30 days. Good? The trader? Says the holy Gemara. So he said in the Mishnah, if another man came and was mekadesh her within those 30 days, she's mekadeshes to the second guy. Why? Because the Meiser Kiddushin didn't start. That pause button means that, well, no, nothing really started. And therefore, if another guy came in the middle, she's mekadeshes to that other guy. And if his name is Shimon Cohen, or his name is Ikuseli Rachmiel Sprinzi Cohen, and he's a Cohen, she may even eat truma. Meaning we're so sure of the fact that she's mekadeshes that she eats truma, which is, yeah, a kula for Kiddushin, because if she's not really married to a Kohen, she's not allowed to eat truma. So now let's see what the halacha says. If nobody came, was mekadesh her, well, what's the question? Mazel tov. In 30 days' time, she's an Eshesish. Now comes the question. Rav Shmuel Damit Avayu mekudeshes avada. Say both Rav Shmuel say she's mekudeshes. V'afal pi shenisaklu amois. Oh, even if the money was eaten, the money was used, the money is not in the world, is not in existence when the Kiddushin begin to kick in, then we say that she's still Mekudeshes. The money doesn't have to be there when she's Mekudeshes. You ask the question if she has to return the money, that's another question. First of all, the question is, do we say that the money has to be there physically when the Kiddushin begin? The answer is no, it doesn't have to be. And the Gemara is going to analyze what is the status of this money, yeah, when she received the money on, let's say, Rosh Chodesh Nisan, and she knows the Kiddushin will start Rosh Chodesh Iyar. This entire month, what is it? What is this money? How do you define that money? We're reviewing yesterday. So, says the Gemara, my time, Hani Zuzi, those coins, that money, lo le milve damu, velo le pikodon damu. They're not like milve, they're not like a loan, and they're not like a regular pikodon, which means, yeah, actually the Gemara is going to explain, so I'm just going to read weiter. The pikodon loy damu. What's a pikodon? We had a case, yeah, a few dapim ago. We had a case in Daf Mem Zayin. What happens if the person gave a woman a pikodon not for Kiddushin? You're a gmach, you're a banker, you're just a very loyal, organized person. I'm giving you money and have nothing to do with a man-woman relationship, yeah? And then he switched and he said, you know, that pikodon, which is mine, obviously, belongs to me and happens to be in your house. You know, I really like you, and I want to be mekadesh you with that money. That helps. That works. Why? Because his money, which happens to be in her drawer, in her dining room, whatever, is now changing hands virtually. and becoming her money, and she's mekudesh with that, that's okay. What happens if she really knows that the money is not there anymore? It was stolen, it was lost. We're not talking about a chrayas, the money's not there. Then she's not mekudeshes because there's no money to be mekadesh with, right? When he's beginning the kiddushin with this money, trying to create kiddushin, the money is not there. Then we say this aklu amois, she's not mekudeshes. But this money over here, although the money is already eaten up and gone, maybe she used it up. We still say that this money, the kiddushin, do apply, and it's not pikodoin. Why isn't it like Pikodon? And over here, if the money is not around, she's Mekudeshes. Says the Gemara, Pikodon, Birshusa Demoraka Misachli. Oh, which means, in the first case in Daf Nun Zayin, when the money is his money, yeah, before the money switched hands from him to her, the money was eaten up. It was him. So when he came, let's say Sunday, 9 o'clock, he's saying, I'm Mekadesh you with the money that's in your house. And they're in the wedding hall. And really, 8 o'clock in the morning, thieves came and took it. There's nothing to be mekadesh with, right? It was eaten up, taken, stolen. The mice ate it. I don't know what. Before what? Before the kiddushin ever started. Avada over there, it's not called kiddushin. Mashein can because there's no money to use. The hani birshusa didoka misachli. Oh, Mashein can when he gave her money, as I said yesterday, the money that he gave her now, what did he give her for? For herself, for you. This is your money now, right? And it's like a prepayment. I am now giving you money in order to buy from you, to get from you whatever. Let's say money is coin metaltalin, which is not true. Let's say in theory, a karka. I'm giving you money now because in a month's time, that happens nowadays, right? I'm giving a down payment, right, in advance. And in a month's time, your house will be mine. That's not science fiction. That's actually reality, right? I'm giving you now money, true. Okay, and in a month's time, we see the lawyer, everything organized, true, yeah. In a month's time, now the house will be mine, switch hands. That's a prepayment. Are you allowed to eat the money of the prepayment? Avada, of course. Lamaisa, he paid her for what? Prepayment for the kiddushin that will come. But the money is hers. If she's eating her own money, gesundheit. It's the same thing as we said many, 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 many times, and everybody knows. If a woman receives the ring, and after she received the ring, 5 minutes later, she's 100% mekudesh, she's okay, and she wants it, and she loves him, and all is good. And after 5 minutes, she takes the ring and she gives it to her friend as a gift. Not so nice to do. Or she loses it. She washes dishes. I don't know. Of course she's mekudeshes. Who cares? She received it, finished. Same thing over here. Just because we press the pause button doesn't make a difference. The mice of the money is hers. It's her to eat. No problem. What about milve? Continues the Gemara, the first wad lan. Le milve nami loidamu. Milve, it's not like milve either. Maybe you're going to say it's like borrowed by her, right? Milve, because a milve, can a woman be miskadish with a milve? No. Why can't a woman be miskadish with milve? Milve loitzo nitna. As we said also there in Daf Mem Zayin, milve loitzo nitna, as we all know, money that was given as halva, as a loan, yeah, can be used for whichever reason you want. You, the borrower. It belongs to the borrower. The borrower will have to give me new money instead. Once we say milve loitzo nitna, a woman can't be miskadish with mechilas choiv. I'm giving up on the money. I'm wavering my rights. Yeah, I'm giving up on the money, and you're mekudeshes. What do you mean giving up on the money? It's her money. You can't be mekadesh woman with her own money. But honey, those coins over here, b'toras kiddushin yavinu nihalo. This money wasn't given to her for whatever she wants, stam as a loan, as two people, nothing to do with each other. I'm giving you a loan, so you have the loan, you own the loan money, do whatever you want. No, I'm giving it to you only for kiddushin. I'm giving it to you as return for the schoira. The schoira is your kiddushin. Yeah, I'm paying you now. Give me the kiddushin later. Pay now, get later. Pay now. In a month's time, you'll get her yad lekiddushin. You'll get her kiddushin, her issues, and that is something nothing to do with milveh. And therefore, if she ate it up, she can eat up the money. Even the money gets lost. Lamaisa, everything was done now, and in a month's time, she'll return, she'll reciprocate by giving him kivyochol. It's going to happen by itself. Yeah, in a month's time, her issues will become automatically his without having to do anything else. That was yesterday. We just summarized it again to get it clear. Now comes a new machlokes. And Joseph, as to your question, the answer is obviously if she regrets, she has to give back the money. Obviously, it's a prepayment. If enechinami, let's assume she can regret, which is actually going to be the question now. Let's say she says, "Yeah, I'm not interested in you anymore." Let's say she was miskaddish to another guy in between. What a naughty girl! In day 15, she went with another guy, and the other guy is her husband. Of course, she has to give back the money. Prepayment is if the apartment becomes mine. If the apartment is not mine, of course, you pay me back the money. Needless to say, because there is no deal. Weiter. Let's see Bezos Hashem. Now we need a lot of siyata dishmaya. Here comes the next sugya. Second wide line. Next case. Loiba acher v'kidsha. No other guy came within those 30 days between the kiddushin and the practical kiddushin. Yeah, between the ma'aseh kiddushin and the chalois kiddushin. Between those two times, nobody else came. No naughty men in the story. However, v'chozra, she wants to regret. Not only she wants to regret, she actually expressed her wish. According to the Ritva, this has to be done in front of two Eidim. She said in front of two Eidim, I don't want those Kiddushin. I don't want the Kiddushin. I don't want that guy. Nice guy, but not for me. My friends spoke me out of it. Talked me out of it. I don't know what she decided. She regrets the Kiddushin. Can she regret? Or is it too late? Or maybe she needs to do something else? Let's see. Rabbi Yochanan Omar Chozeres. Rabbi Yochanan says she may regret, she may revoke the Kiddushin, the acceptance of the Kiddushin. Why? Osi dibur mevatel dibur. Yeah. One dibur, one statement, thank you. One speech, talk, statement, something said, being said, can be mevatel another statement. In other words, when she received the Kiddushin, it was a silent statement of what the Goyim say, yes, I do. But as we don't say, yes, I do, only before Pesach we say, yes, I do. Yes, I do at Akir. Yes, I do. Yeah, only Hebrew speakers got that. Yeah, yes, I do. Yeah, again. Okay, yes, I do means they will paint the wall. Yeah, in Hebrew. So now, in Jewish tradition, just standing there, it's as if she said what? She said yes. Now she's saying no. The same power. In other words, just like she said yes, now she's saying no. And the Kiddushin didn't yet start. The real Kiddushin, she's not yet an Eshes, right? You see, if another guy comes, right? So here, Osi Dibur, Mevatel Dibur. That's what Rabbi Yochanan says. And we're going to develop this slowly, both Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. What does Rish Lakish say? Rish Lakish Omar, Eina Chozeres. She cannot regret that anymore. She can't regret, at least not by saying the Dibur of I don't want, it's not enough. Lo osi dibur mevatel dibur. One dibur cannot cancel the other. Once she says yes, I do, even if she didn't say it. Once she's nodding her head and she wants, it's like dibur, accepting. Another dibur is not strong enough to cancel it. And why would say why? And the one can be mevatel the other. I wouldn't waste too much time on explaining Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish because it's one of those places where, as the conversation develops, we'll understand Be'ezos Hashem, Siyata Dishmaya, we'll understand better both Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Okay, so for now, no need for questions. Eis Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Rabbi Yochanan is now challenging Rish Lakish from the following statement by the Tanoim. Bitel, we're talking here about a person who appointed the shliach to take truma. We saw that a few times in the Masechta. I have those beautiful, yummy grapes. Please take truma right away. I'm not allowed to leave it without truma for any given time. Go. I'm appointing you a shliach. Go and take truma from my pile of grapes. And then bitel. Bitel, what does it mean? He canceled the shlichus, either in his presence or not in his presence, says Rashi. So that's the same story, right? He appointed the shliach verbally, and then he canceled him verbally. Okay. And what does it say there? What do the Tanoim say? Im ad shaloi toram bitel. Let's say the bitul happened before the shliach actually took truma. 8 o'clock in the morning, I told Mr. Pachachovsky, take truma from my grapes. 8:30, I said to my friends back home, or in yeshiva, I said, no, I'm mevatel this. I don't want him to be toying my truma. I want to do something else. 9 o'clock, he took truma. It's not a truma. Why? Because we say, ain't truma. Because my shlichus towards him, my appointment of him, my mishalach him, is now cancelled by my own dibur. And therefore, even if he takes truma, it's nothing because he's not mashliach. He's not my long arm. He's nothing to do to me anymore. So what do you see clearly? The look over here. What do we see over here? The dibu. You see, it's a speech versus speech, utterance and utterance, statement. It's all verbal versus verbal. The kati dibu mavatil dibu, right? You see against what you say, Rish Lakish. We see clearly the one statement can cancel the other. So the choir it's against Rish Lakish. Answers Rish Lakish, and this is a huge development in Rish Lakish. That's why I told you before. I'm not going to say more. Now comes the real Rish Lakish, revealing his true colors. Says Rish Lakish, "Shiny nesina smois lead isha dechimaise damiu." Ay. Velosi dibu umevatel maise. Which means, when says Rish Lakish, I agree with you. When a person does dibur, or actually doesn't do dibur, he says something, another statement can cancel it. When the woman received the money into her hands, or stuck her finger out and received the ring, last time I checked, that's an action. That's not verbal. It's more than dibur. Maisa, a physical action, albeit it's not a big action. It's not like breaking. We're going to discuss that later, but it's a maisa. Look, even if it was a silent movie, they did a silent movie for the chasana. Yeah. So you still see him giving the ring and she's accepting it with a big smile and a finger stuck out willingly. That's a different story. If you have dibur and maise, mimela maise can cancel that. It's not a very strong maise, that will be left for later. But a maise, you have dibur with a sort of maise, that cannot be canceled by saying no. If she kind of says yes, in other words, she agrees to dibur, plus she's doing something, that cannot be so easily annulled and canceled by just saying no. You can't always go with just say no. Only by Nancy Reagan, not always, right? So Mimela, you can't just sometimes no to say no is not enough. Beseder? That's who? That's Rish Lakish. Well, Rabbi Yochanan says no. Rabbi Yochanan says this dibur and maisa of kiddushin may be cancelled by dibur only. If she said yes, or as if she said yes and she did a maisa, it can still be annulled by saying no. That's what Rabbi Yochanan holds. Rish Lakish says no, that's not enough for that, and she can't cancel. L'choira, what should she do? I don't know what she should do according to Rish Lakish. I didn't have enough time to look in the Meforshim. I looked in the Ritva. I looked in the Nachron. I'm not sure if she needs to return the money. Maybe that should be enough according to Rish Lakish. What? Oh, that's my question. Do we say that there's nothing she can do and she needs a get? Or do we say that maybe a maisa can be mevatel, the maisa such as returning the money? I'm honest with you, I don't know, and I'm sure it's being discussed. I haven't seen it in the quick research I did today. I really like what you just said. Your question answers my question. We see that even according to Rish Lakish, it's not a done deal yet. It's not like she needs a get, because you see that if she received kiddushin from another person, then what? We see that the other kiddushin apply. So it's not set in stone. What does that show you? That really she may cancel the first kiddushin by doing another maisa, such as receiving kiddushin from another guy. But when it's only dibur, then the dibur can't be mevatel the first dibur and maisa. But maisa may be mevatel the first maisa. And l'choira, if she gives back the money to the first guy, my bet, I may be wrong, I admit, but l'choira, if she takes the very same money, I think, and she gives it back to the guy, and she says, no, I don't want, and here is the money back to you, right? The money is back to you, then what do we say? L'choira, she canceled, right? Receiving kiddushin from another guy is a much stronger ma'aser than just saying no. To just say no is not enough. That's the point. That's the difference. That is an action, and this is only verbal. It's weaker. That's the answer. So I'm pretty sure that's prat leferish lakish, but we need to see that for sure. But I'm pretty sure that is so. ACV. Another question from Rabbi Yochanan attacking Rish Lakish. Asholech get leishtoi. A person sent a get to his wife. Okay, what does it mean he sent a get? You think what? With post? No. With UPS, a nicht gemaled, a person without mila? No. How do you send a get? You shouldn't do it, yeah? But how does one send a get? Tell me. Oh, a kosher shliach, a Jewish man, right? Very good. With all the halachos of shlichus, he has to verbalize it and say, what does he say? I mishalech you to be mashliach for get, right? It's halachic thing. Ashalech get leishtoi, vehigia b'shliach. He met the shliach on the way. He happened to meet the shliach. He's sending the shliach. He met him in JFK on his way to Eretz Yisrael, and the husband about to divorce met the shliach. Or shesholach achrav shliach, or he intentionally sent another messenger, a courier, to run and quickly catch the shliach with a get, the omerloi, and he's telling the shliach, get shenatati lecha botelhu. He's telling him the get that I gave you is annulled. Is annulled. The get I gave you is annulled. I'm annulling the get. Yeah, let's try and work it out. Let's go to a counselor. I'm mevatel what? I'm mevatel the get I gave you. Harei is a bottle. And we see, yes, the get is bottle. Now, this is taking the whole discussion one level up. Why? Because what happened when you originally gave the get to the shliach? There were two things: giving the get and saying to the shliach, "You are my shliach to be megarish my wife, and here is the get which I'm handing to you." And what happened then? There was ma'aseh. Look at the Gemara. The hanisinas get liad shliach. When you physically give a get to the hands of the shliach, the chinesinas mois liad ishadami. That's equivalent, that's tantamount to giving the money to the hand of the woman. And yet, Viktani harez a bottle. And yet you see that verbalizing and annulling it with your statement, with your speech is good enough. Let's repeat the question and see how Rabbi Yochanan is attacking Rish Lakish. By the way, what I'm saying now is based on the Ritva that I saw this morning. What happened with a woman? There are two components that happen in, let's say, Rosh Chodesh Nisan. He gave her, the money physically. Everyone can see the Eidim, and he told her at Mukadeshesli. And then what happens afterwards? 15 days down the line, 20, 29 days down the line, she said no. She just said no, and well, we argue about it, right? You, Rish Lakish, you said that it's not good enough. We're attacking Rish Lakish. You said no. It's 2 against 1. Dibu and Maisa can't be cancelled by Dibu, right? Okay, or maybe even Maisa alone cannot be cancelled by Dibu. Look at the case over here, exactly the same. A man gave another shliach. He told him what? I am giving you the get to send it to my wife. He didn't tell him this. He has to, halachically. He can't just say, give this nice letter to Rebbitzin. He says, here, you are my shliach, and he handed him the get, Maise and Dibu. And then he chased him, and he found him quickly in the airport before he went to the plane, and he said, I'm canceling the shlichus. No. And you see that it does work. You see that the Dibur does cancel the Dibur and Maise from before. Answers the Gemara. Osam Nami, now the Gemara is answering to defend Rish Lakish. Osam Nami, over there too. As long as the get did not reach your hand, dibu v'dibuhu. It's only considered a speech and speech, statement versus statement. Osi dibu mevatel dibu. One dibu can cancel the other. Let me explain. Based on the Ritva. The Ritva says as follows: when it comes to both Kiddushin and Gerushin, the crucial moment is not when you give it to the shliach, is when you give it to the wife, right? Either to marry or to divorce. Two ends of the stick. True? Very good. And therefore what? And therefore, Baruch Hashem. When we say by shliach that he canceled the shlichus, what's a shliach? A shliach is the guy himself. A shliach is the husband himself. Baruch Hashem, I have an arm, I have a hand, I can have my long arm reaching far. Very good. When the husband canceled the shliach, you know he can cancel him because Lamaisa, nothing really happened vis-a-vis her. It's as if he extended his arm to give her a get, and then he retracted and he pulled back his arm. Nothing happened vis-a-vis her. There's no Maisa yet, no Maisa whatsoever. And since there's no Maisa whatsoever, B'chlal, Mimela we say, of course, a Dibur can cancel it. Mashe'enken, when it comes to the woman who received the Kiddushin, says the Ritva, receiving Kiddushin, it's a done deal. What has to happen further? Nothing. When you gave the woman the ring, the money, the whatever you gave her, the watch, the Shavet Pruta, and you told her mekadeshesli, 30 days pass with nothing on there, nothing active on the side of the chosan or the kala, and it's going to kick in. So the entire Maisa was done. That's why Dibur is not Mevatel, the one before. Mashenkin, by the get, he didn't really leave the realm of the husband. As long as it's within his shliach, the shliach is his long arm. So it's as if I was going to give something to my wife, give, up, and then I retracted. Nothing happened. As far as she's concerned, nothing even started. Mimela, over there, the man can cancel the shlichus. That's the answer. Eighth way. Oh, now we're going to learn quite a lot, and now we're going to use Rashi. A lot of technical details. It's really not hard, the whole picture, but we just have to. We will be supported by Rashi here. Now we're going to turn the tables, and Resh Lakish will attack Rabbi Yochanan. Will question Rabbi Yochanan. Before we start, let's have some basic terms of Tuma V'Tara. I want to ask you a question. Raw is not the word. I don't know. A piece of wood, yeah, an unfinished, undeveloped, unmanufactured piece of wood, yeah, something that lies on the ground in Parker lawn, wood, stone, I don't know. Do they accept? Are they susceptible to receive Tuma if a dead sheretz touches them? No. The biggest Masechta in Shas Mishnayos is called Kelim because most of it is about Kelim, meaning, it's Kli. In many English words, vessel, dish, receptacle, yeah, only utensil, thank you, right? Yeah, only a Kli, and not every Kli, only some Kelim, meaning something manufactured by human beings. Yeah, you may have a nice thing in nature, right? Sometimes you see a stone, it looks like a cup, No. An acorn, no. Only something that's been manufactured by human beings is considered a Kli and is Mekabel Tuma, okay? That's a very, very basic rule. What do you call manufactured? Well, it's not so simple. Let's say when you take a piece of leather, that's a classical example from other places in Shas. You took a piece of leather, and your original idea was, I'll take the piece of leather, and I'm an expert shoemaker, cobbler, and I will make a very, very nice shoe. Yeah. So you start off by taking a raw piece of skin, leather, eventually becomes leather, right? You cut it into a big piece, right? And what do you want to do with it? You cut it. It's already been touched and developed by you. You cut it very nicely on all four sides. And your goal, your machshava, start thinking about the terms machshava and maisa. You did a maisa, I'm cutting it. My machshava is, I'm envisioning in my mind the beautiful shoes I'm going to make for my grandson. Now, what about the big piece of leather? It's been, yes, already interfered by human beings, but it's not yet finished in my machshava, and therefore it's not mekabel tuma because it is a product, but not the finished product that I'm planning. Therefore, it's not mekabel tuma. A dead mouse will fall on it, and also a dead mole and a dead whatever you want lizard. Nothing happened because it's not yet the product that I'm planning to do here. What about if tomorrow, then I remove all the dead shrotzim, all very nice, doesn't need to go to mikveh. Now, let me ask you a question. What happens if tomorrow I decide, no, let's say somebody tells me, your grandson doesn't need new shoes, thank you very much, lady, and you decide you're going to leave it as it is. You're going to leave the nice piece of leather as it is, to use it as like a nice leather piece, like some little tablecloth, made out of leather, or for the shoe, yeah, to clean the shoes, whatever. Is it mekabel tuma now? Yes. Once I decided that this piece of leather will stay the way it is, so I did cut it in the corners, and I decided in my machshava that this piece of leather is it, I'm stopping now, and this will be the product. At this happy moment, now that's my desired product, right? And now will be mekabel tuma because now it's called finished. As far as I'm concerned, I reached the maximum, the last stop in the process. I will leave it as it is, nice and smooth and square. I will use it as a stamp. Yeah, so now it's mekabel tuma. These were the base. Are you good? Yeah, very good. What? That's exactly what we're going to do now. Now we're going. What happens if I now decide the following day, Tuesday, a very fickly person, he says, no, actually, I don't want to make it into a mat. I want to, make shoes with it again. That's a shaila now. What's going to happen? And that we're going to see now, Be'ezras Hashem, nice and slow. Let's see. Esver Shakish Rabbi Yochanan. Kol HaKelim, it says in the Mishnah, Kol HaKelim Yodin Lidei Tumoson Be-Machshava. Yeah? All Kelim, they become not Tome, but they become susceptible to receive Tuma. They become tumable Be-Machshava. In other words, if I decided that, let's say, this piece of leather that still needs more development. I will not develop it any further. And now, in my mind, I fixated on this stage, and that's it. So now it's Tome. It's not Tome, but if touched by Sheret or by a Mes or by Nida, your wife Nida sits on it, right, or something, then it's now Mekabel Tuma. We're going to see in Rashi, but this is in general. And oily midei tumason ele b'shinui ma'ase. Oh, let's say what happens if now it became Tome. Let's say there are two cases here. One case is it became now susceptible to Tuma, and now, as Shlomo said, I want to change it with my mind. I want to say, no, now it's susceptible to receive Tuma. No. I really want to change it, and honestly, I want to again make nice shoes out of it. Too late. No, too late. It goes down. It becomes Tome or susceptible to Tuma, but just a decision, a machshava, a thought. Nobody knows. It's me and Hashem. I'm not lying to anybody. I decided this will become what? A kli. This is my finished product. It's mekabel tuma. The second it's touched by a zav, by a goy, let's say, which goys are like a zav, or by a zav, by a shichva zera, tome. But if I now decide, no, actually, no. Now I want to make it tohar again. I want to get it out of its tuma and make it tohar again, or not susceptible. And I really am honestly deciding that tomorrow I'll make shoes out of it. Too late. No, now you have to do a real maise. You have to do something physical in it to show that you're taking it out of its current state. So we see a lack of equality over here, right? We see, I'm going to read Rashi, I promise, but we get the picture. To become Tome, to go down to Tuma is easy. Like in spirituality or in physics, it's easy to go down, it's hard to go up, right? Downstairs, upstairs. To become susceptible to Tuma just by thought. To get out of the rut, you really need to do a maisa and make it into shoes again or break it. You may have to mamish break it, make it an anantli. When you break it, it's not tome. Oh, so let's just continue. And we continue and we say, we make a rule. Maise moitzi miad maise umiad machshova. If a person did a maise, which means, let's say now I have that piece of leather and I decided, I really want to make it into something nicer and bigger, then you have to really start to work on it again. You have to start cutting, curving, doing things to make it into a shoe, let's say, in my example, and that will take it out of the maisa that you did before, when you carved it before. Umiyad machshava, or from the thought. Let's say I decided that will be my leather mat, just a decision, even without any maisa. I took a piece of leather, I decided this will be my leather mat, and now it's your leather mat, it's mekabel tuma. You decided that's a kli. You want to make it a non-kli? You want to now break it out of the cycle of tuma? Now you have to do a maisa. It's not enough to just decide, actually, no, actually, no, mister. You're not in high school now. You have to do what? You now have to do a maisa of cutting, smoothing something in order to show I'm planning that this should be something bigger and better. And relatively to my plan, this is still called raw material, the way it is now. And machshava, and mutzia lo miad maise v'lo miad machshava. On the other hand, machshava, let's say I decided, you know what? I decided originally, I'll leave it as it is. And then I decided, no, I'll make it into something better. That's not enough. Ein mutzia lo miad maise v'lo miad machshava. No, it cannot. If you did a maisa originally, you carved it, you cut it, you did something to it to make it a kli, and you said, that's my kli, and now you're thinking of getting it out of that situation, and I want to make something better, a shoe, a leather thing. No, that's not enough. And also not mitzad machshava. He took a raw piece of leather and decided that will be my mat, just machshava, and now another machshava. Yeah, no, I'll actually make it into shoes. No. It doesn't make it now unsusceptible. So now, I will see Rashi Bli Neder, but first let's see the question in which Rish Lakish is now attacking Rabbi Yochanan. I understand. I understand why Machshava does not outdo, doesn't cancel the Maisa. Again, let's see the case. I took a piece of leather, I did a Maisa. I started smoothing, cutting, curing a little bit. I have a nice square, nice. Wow, man made, what a talent. I made a nice little mat. And that was what? That was my maise. and my idea was to do something. That's it. No, nothing else. That's my mat. And now I decided, no. Actually, I'll make shoes out of it. Just to decide is not enough. You can't say, no, I have a better plan, and therefore now that's just raw material. It's like nothing, it's not a kli. You can't do that. Understandably, machshava is weaker than maisa. You're beginning to see how Rish Lakish is thinking, just like we compare dibur versus maisa. Machshava, thought, is even less than dibur, right? So I understand why thinking doesn't outdo an action. You can think many nice thoughts. I thought I won the $10 million in the lottery. Very nice thought. My bank doesn't know about it. Yeah. Thank you. You can think many. You think you're Napoleon? Maybe. I don't think so. Yeah. You can think many things. Avada that cannot outdo a Maisa. But ela miyad machshava miyatapik. But according to Yurish Lakish, miyad machshava, let it yes cancel the machshava. Why don't we say the one machshava cancels out the other? Yeah. Again, let's say I took a raw piece of leather and I didn't do anything. I decided that piece of leather is mine. That's it. That will be my kli. That's just a decision in my mind. And tomorrow I decided, no. I'll make it into something better. So now it's a non-kli. I made it into a non-kli. No. So why shouldn't it work? Just like according to Rabbi Yochanan, one dibu, when she says, yes, I do. And then, even if she didn't say that, whatever. She's like she said it. And then she says, no, I don't. And you say, yeah, it works. Same thing by machshava. Why don't we say, if I thought that's a nice kli, and then I thought it's not a nice kli, it should be the same. You believe in equals, Rabbi Yochanan, right? Maise, dibur, machshava, machshava. So why doesn't it work? Answers the Gemara, shain machshava de tuma de chimaise dami. Oh, a machshava of tuma has a special halacha. Normally, says Rabbi Yochanan, what I said, I stick to what I say. When it comes to Kiddushin or any other area of halacha, almost, really, says machshava mevatel machshava, dibur mevatel dibur. You don't need any more than that. Masha'enke machshava of tuma, when a person had a machshava and he decided this will be it, it's considered like a maisa. Halacha, soon we're going to see the source. The Torah was mekadesh, that when you think and decide about Tuma and Tahara issues, Tuma and Tahara related issues, Machshava, it's as if you did it with your own bare hands. And therefore, Machshava, to annul that, doesn't help. Machshava, to make Tuma Gzeres HaKosu. Machshava, that something will become susceptible to Tuma, you're stuck there. Another, it's like, it's as if you did a Maisa. Now, the other Machshava is just a Machshava. And you agree to me, my dear friend Rish Lakish, yeah, and brother-in-law, you agree that dibur cannot take out, or machshava can take out from Maisa, can cancel a Maisa. And in Tuma V'Taira, the initial going down to Tuma is considered as if you did a Maisa. And we'll prove it from a halacha that you've seen many times in this Shiur, and I'm sure you know it. Ukeda Rav Papa, following Rav Papa's opinion and explanation. The Rav Papa Rami. Rav Papa had a question. Rav Papa, he questioned and claimed a contradiction between two psukim. Ksiv, it says in the Torah, ki yitain, vekarinan ki yutan, which means, we all know the halacha about the shiva mashkin. When you have fruit, vegetable, etc., when do they start becoming susceptible to receive tuma? Only once they're in contact with liquids. Very good. One of the 7 liquids, right? Wine, dew, water, milk, blood, yeah, honey, yeah. So now the Shiva Mashkim, those 7 liquids, it says ki yiten. It says in the Torah, if you place, yeah, that's next week's parsha. If you put water or whatever on the fruit or vegetable, on the produce, then it becomes susceptible to be kabel tuma. The karinan ki yutan. But the way you read it is ki yutan. It shall be placed, even not by me. Let's say rain comes from Shamayim, it's good enough. In other words, the way you read it and the way you write it in the Torah, there's many words, right? Seems to be a contradiction. On one end, it sounds like I have to stand there with a hose, ki yiten. Only when I stand with a hose of water, and I'm spraying and sprinkling my tomatoes, with the water, that's then my maisa is mekabel, makes it mekabel tuma. Muchshar, it's called. Machshir, what's kosher? Prepared. It's prepared to receive tuma. Masha'enken, on the other hand, it says yutan. It shall be placed even by Hashem. Let's say the rain comes, it's also mekabel tuma. Yeah, it doesn't become tuma by the rain. It's susceptible to receive tuma if tomorrow it's touched by sheretz, it's tuma. You know that. So how do you reconcile this tier? Haketzad, how is that? Kiyutan dumi de kiten. There's some kind of gold path in the middle that kiyutan is similar to kiten. It's passive, similar to active. What does it mean? Ma'iten denichale afyutan denichale. Very, very good. Which means just like yiten, when you, unless you're a crazy person, which we're not, Baruch Hashem, yeah, if you take a hose and you spritz the water on the tomatoes, do you want it to be wet? Obviously. Otherwise, you wouldn't have done it. So too, if the rain falls from Shamayim, from a Kadosh Baruch Hu, the rain comes on those tomatoes, yeah, and makes them wet, yeah, then if you're happy about it, oh, you're good. You want to wash it from the dust or whatever. You have some other idea. You want them to be wet and nice and look good, and you're happy about it, then it's mekabel tuma as if you did it beyadayim. Ah, you hear that? You heard that? So you see machshava, what? Yes. It's as if you did a maisa. You need to do a maisa, but if the maisa was done and you're happy about it in your mind, you're content, that's good enough. Oh, so you see, when it comes to tuma v'tayra, such as the case of the shiva mashkim of the liquids, to be passive and have in my mind, I'm so happy the rain is coming and wetting it, so too, it's like maisa, so too, but the original story, when I have that piece of leather and I thought, oh, that's a piece of leather that I want. That's my thing. Amazing, good. It's as if you made it into the piece of leather. You made it into a kli. Ah, you made it into a kli. Ah, the meiser. Now this item is in jail. It cannot get out of that tuma state unless you do another meiser. Machshov is not good enough. Okay, as I promised, do you want me to read Rashi or do you want me to continue? I can continue because I gave you pshat. I would continue maybe. Continue? Continue. Rav Zvid matni laho shmaitza aho. Rav Zvid learned the sugya, the machloikis of Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish on regarding the following case. In other words, what's machloikis Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish? Do we say that dibur mevatel ma'aseh v'dibur or no? Right? According to Rabbi Yochanan, she received the money happily. She was content as if she said yes, yeah. And then later she changed her mind and she verbalized it. She said, no, I don't want. According to Rabbi Yochanan, it's good enough. And according to Rish Lakish, it's not good enough. According to Rish Lakish, she probably needs a maisa. Rish Lakish says she did the dibur and maisa, a small maisa, not like breaking the kli, like Tumah V'Tara, but she did a maisa. Receiving is maisa. You received something. And for that, just to say no is not good enough. That's Rish Lakish. Now comes Rav Zvid, and he's learning the same chlokas of Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. He's connecting it to another brisa, no, to a mishnah. I think it's a mishnah later on. He's connecting it to the following mishnah at the end of the masechta. V'chen hi. What about a woman? As we know, a woman can also appoint a shliach to receive kiddushin, male or female. She can appoint a shliach to receive her kiddushin for her. She's stuck at home with corona and war, and she's, I don't know what, she broke her 2 legs, and now she's sending a shliach to the chasana to receive the money from the chasan. She gave permission, she appointed a shliach lekadsha, meaning to receive kiddushin from the beloved chasan. Meanwhile, before he arrived at the hall, she went, and this fickly girl, she was mekadesh herself, meaning she received kiddushin from another person. She sent a shliach, please receive kiddushin from Reuven. Meanwhile, she all of a sudden liked who? Shimon. Shimon's a nice guy. Shimon Kohen, yeah? And she received kiddushin from Shimon. Lucky her, yeah? Bezeder. So who is she mekudesh to? The first one or the second one? What do you say? Shimon, depends who came first. Im shala kadmu kiddusha kiddushin. If she's like the way I portrayed the story, if let's say she sent a shliach to receive kiddushin from Reuven, 5 hours away. It's a wedding hall, I don't know, in Eilat. Yeah. And by the time he was in the middle of the road to Eilat, meanwhile, she quickly received Kiddushin from Shimon. Then the Kiddushin is Kiddushin from Shimon because she won the race. She and the Nuchosan, right? The Kiddushin from the second guy. The Im Shel Shlucha Kodmu. But if those Kiddushin of the Shliach came first, if the Shliach arrived and reached Eilat before she received Kiddushin from Shimon, then the first guy. And Kiddushin, very good. So far, so good. I don't even know what the Kiddush is, but that's another Shaila. That's not the issue right now. That's we'll see it at the end of the Masechta. Now comes the main point. But let's say she's not such a bad girl. She didn't actually go to another guy, mekadesh herself before the second guy came in. But v'choz rabah, she just canceled, as we saw before by a man. She canceled the shlichus. Yeah, she WhatsApped the guy. She told the guy, no. Not interested in you going to be Mikabel Kiddushin on my behalf from Reuven. I heard bad things about Reuven. Not interested in getting into a relationship with him and marriage. No. Canceling my shlichus that I appointed you, Mr. Shliach, to receive from Reuven. I'm canceling. Mahu. Oh, that's already not so simple. That's not so simple. Why? Rabbi Yochanan Omar choizeres. Rish Lakish Omar ein choizeres. Rabbi Yochanan says she may revoke, regret what she did, and he works. The Shlaki says she cannot revoke. Now this is interesting because so far, L'choira, we don't have a Maisa, only a Dibur. She spoke and she said, be my Shliach, and then she says, don't be my Shliach. According to Rabbi Yochanan, we say, no problem. You spoke X, now you speak Y. You spoke black, now you speak white. One cancels the other. The Shlakish says, no, lo yosidu b'matel dibur. Now again, this is interesting because so far here we don't see that there's a Maisa, right? That's another Shaila. But Lamaisa, we see that according to Shlakish, one Dibur is not enough to cancel the Dibur of what? Of telling him, be my Shliach. So not telling him, don't be my Shliach is not good enough. Eiser Rabbi Yochanan al Shlakish. Now Rabbi Yochanan is questioning, attacking Shlakish from the business of the Shlichus, of a man appointing a shliach. We say over there about again trumas umaisras. If a man sent a shliach to take trumas umaisras, right, and then he canceled it, bitel what? Mr. Tomato owner, what did he do? He sent him go take truma from my tomatoes. Then he canceled him. Again, im ad shelo toram bitel en trumos truma. It says that if the beetle came quickly before he reached the tomato plant and before he actually took, not plant, the tomato pile, and he took truma, you see that it works. You see that when it comes to shlichus, one dibur is mevatel the other. I can create a shliach verbally and cancel him verbally as well. Mamish our case, right? And you see that there, the dibur works against another dibur with shlichus. Mamish, how can you say otherwise by a woman and a shliach? And you know the story is no. Oh, Ellen, again, you are correct what you said before. We're talking here about a Maisa that canceled the original Dibu. What was the Maisa? Let's say 9 o'clock in the morning, Mr. Tomato guy says, go take Maisa from a tomato. Yes, sir, I'll do whatever you want. I'm a good worker, I'm a good friend. 9:30. When will he do it? 10 o'clock. 9:30, between the minui and the actual Maisa, which is already a point of no return, the Balabais himself went to the tomato plant without the Shliach knowing, and he canceled it by taking Maisa himself. If you can't take Maisa twice, you remember that. To take too much Maisa is a problem. We dealt that in Daf, where that, based on Gimel, or something, based thing. Oh, therefore, what? If I did a Maisa, and Maisa for sure cancels my dibur. Rish Lakish believes even here that the only thing that would cancel a speech, a statement, is a Maisa. Who told you that he canceled it verbally? You're imagining things. He canceled it with his hands. He canceled it by taking Maisa himself. If I take Maisa myself, I'm showing how redundant, unimportant is the shlichus of the shliach that I appointed. That's a physical way to cancel the shlichus, and that works according to Rish Lakish. But Shenkin, verbal and verbal won't work. Rish Lakish is going one level up. We have to understand why. But Rish Lakish believes the one dibur doesn't cancel the other. He created the dibur, you need something stronger, such as ma'aseh, to cancel it. Eis v'Rish Lakish. Now we're going to see again the same question from Rish Lakish to Rabbi Yochanan. That's going to be a good chazor regarding Tumah v'Taira. Rish Lakish is now challenging Rabbi Yochanan. Kol kelim yodin l'dei tumason b'machshava. Oh, let's review. All kelim become a kli. How does one become a kli? How does raw material become kli? With machshava. I decided that this stage of the kli is good enough for me. I just like a smooth, rustic kind of, I'm one of these natural green people. I just want, well, leather is not used by green people, but doesn't matter. I'm one of these, minimalistic people. All I want is just what? Just a piece of leather. For me, that's a nice kli. I decided that. Now it's acceptable for Tuma. Raw piece of leather, I decided that's my thing. Tuma. Not that it's Tome, but it's acceptable to Tuma. If in 5 minutes there's going to be a dead turtle, according to some, dead toad will fall on it, Tome. Now it's a kli. Let's get it out of there. Then oilim tumasar el b'shinui ma'aseh. Oh, in order to get out of that state of being a kli, it's not enough to decide, no. In my mind, actually, no. I actually want to make something bigger out of it, some nice leather jacket, and now it's an ois kli, it's a non-kli. You need the ma'aseh now. You need to start cutting, smoothing, removing the hair, doing something physical to show that you are really changing lemaisa, and now it's a non-kli. Or if it received tuma, you need to break it, like the kli cheres or even matches. And the rule is maisa moitzi miyad maisa miyad machshava. Maisa, only a physical action gets it out of the state of kli that was created either physically or mentally. I either smoothened the leather and decided or just decided, but now it's a kli. You want to get out of that? Maisa, only maisa is required. While machshava, to just decide I want to make something bigger and better out of it, if you just decide, no, I actually want to make it into something different, bigger, better, smoother, fancier, that's not finished. You're stuck. You're in jail. Machshava now is not good enough to change the state. And now comes Rish Lakish with his attack. That I can accept even according to Rabbi Yochanan. And Maisa cannot be annulled by Dibur. Then I understand Dibur, Machshava. And Machshava, I understand, is not strong enough to cancel a Maisa, which means I took the piece of leather, I cut it, I smoothed it, I squared it, I did it, I cured it, I tanned it, I shmended it, I smeared it, nice. And Machshava, I decided that's it. To just decide now I'll make something bigger, that's not good enough. But let's say there was nothing that I did, I just decided the Machshava it's a kli, it's just a thought. So why can't just a thought that it is a kli can't be annulled by just a thought that it's not a kli? According to Rabbi Yochanan, it should be working. Dibur versus dibur, machshava versus machshava. Omarlei, as this is all repetition, don't be worried about the repetition. No, because he learned the whole sugya relating to the other Mishnah. That's how it was mekabel. From his Rabbi said that this whole discussion was the same discussion, just on a different Mishnah. Omarlei, shiny machshava detuma dechimai sedami. Says, no, you're climbing up the wrong tree. Don't ask me, says Rabbi Yochanan to Rish Lakish. No, a machshava of tuma, a decision made regarding the matters of tuma v'taira, is equivalent to a physical action. Rav Papa, like Rav Papa says, the Rav Papa Rami, first wide line. Rav Papa questioned. Rav Papa found a contradiction within the same word in the pasuk. When it comes to hechsher latuma, to the shiva mashkim, to making the fruit moist with some kind of liquid, to make it susceptible to tuma, on one hand it sounds like I have to be active, yiten. On the other hand, it sounds like I can be passive and it happens by itself. Aketzad, how is that? Yutan dumi the yiten. Yutan is there, it's passive. Even the passive one has to be equivalent to the active. Very good. Which means, if you have a case of a rain falling, for example, or another person doing it, I didn't moist it. I didn't make it wet, but I'm watching it as it's happening. I'm so happy because Baruch Hu brought me rain right on my tomatoes. Ah, what a blessing. Ah, yeah. That being content and happy with a done thing, not by me, just thinking, is considered as if I did it with a hose myself. Same thing over here. If I decided that that piece of leather for me is a kli, it's as if I made it into a kli. Once I made it into a kli. Of course, even I, Rabbi Yochanan, believe that machshava or dibur aren't strong enough against Maisa. Yeah, it's like a number 2 card against an ace card. No way. And again, the question, Eis Rabbi Yochanan or Rish Lakish, yeah, and that will be the final blow. That will be the final stage of the sugya, almost. I don't know if we'll get to the end today. We'll see. Another now a question of Rabbi Yochanan against Rish Lakish. Asholech get leishtoi. Same case we saw before. A person is sending a shliach, another yid, with a get in his hand to his wife. He appointed him halachically as a shliach. Either he reached the shliach by himself by chance, or he sent the shliach after him on purpose, with one purpose in mind. He told him, I'm canceling the get. I'm canceling the shlichus. It's not a get. It's no nothing. I want to try with her again. So you see that clearly a shlichus is batel. Mainly before we could play games, but now we can't answer what we answered before. Why? Because now the Shlakish is more extreme. What did the Shlakish say? The Shlakish said mamish about shlichus. Mamish the same case, right? The Shlakish said a woman was memanesh shliach, right? And according to the Shlakish, she cannot regret. And here we see a man that was memanesh shliach, even with giving him something, and he can regret. Oy. We see that appointing shlichus can be undone, can be revoked by speech only, and it's extremely similar to Shlakish's case with a woman. Tiyufta the Shlakish, Tiyufta, boom, boom. The Shlakish remained in a Tiyufta, in a question. The question over Shlakish remains a question. The Hilchis Kavose do Rabbi Yochanan, Halacha is like Rabbi Yochanan, the Afilu Bekamaisa, the Afilu Bekamaisa. Let's just summarize, as I was hinting to you here and there are 2 different ways to learn Machlokes Rabbi Yochanan and Rish Lakish. Originally, Rish Lakish said that a dibur does not cancel what? Dibur and Maisa. Now, the new version of Rish Lakish is even more extreme, that a dibur cannot cancel a dibur. She told the shliach, be my shliach for Kiddushin. She didn't do anything. When a woman appoints a shliach for Kiddushin, she doesn't give a ring. She doesn't give a get. She's telling him verbally, be my shliach to be mekadesh. Just be my shliach to receive Kiddushin. Verbal. And then what? She can, according to Shlakish, she cannot say later, don't be my shliach. Once it's out of your mouth, he became your shliach. That's it. So Dibur can't be mevatel dit, which is a big chiddush. So now that surely we saw is not true, right? That for sure we question the second version of Shlakish, because we see that a man was memane shliach, right? And he can cancel the shlichus verbally. Yeah. Now the first Rish Lakish was different. Rish Lakish's first version was a bit more gentle. What did he say? In the case of Kiddushin, when a woman did something, she received Kiddushin. To receive is a Maisa. I can choose not to receive. She can go like this. Yeah. She received the thing, and she kind of said yes. And that cannot be canceled by Dibur, right? Dibur alone can cancel Dibur Maisa. Now comes the Gemara, and that Rish Lakish wasn't challenged, wasn't knocked out. There's no knockout on that stage of Rish Lakish. Only the second version. Yet says the Gemara, the Hilchas HaKavosid Rabbi Yochanan, the Afilu Bekamaisa. Even in the first version of the Machlokes, even then, when it's Dibur against Dibur and Maisa, Dibur canceling Dibur Maisa, even then halacha like Rabbi Yochanan. Even though we could claim that giving money to the woman is equivalent to a Maisa, it's a small Maisa, but it's like a Maisa. Even then we say no. We still view it as Dibur. In other words, it's a weak Maisa. To receive is a weak ma'aser, not like to mevatar when it's a strong ma'aser. It's a weak ma'aser. To receive something is not so strong, and we view it as dibur and dibur. Dibur and a klein ma'aser is still dibur and dibur, and halacha is like Rabbi Yochanan against Rish Lakish. 1 second. I will not continue, although the Gemara does have a question. Okay, remember we are now in the 6th wide line in the Hilchas Hilchasa. So far, and soon it's going to finish. Tomorrow we'll just do the finishing lines, Bezel Hashem. But basically, I'll hear you soon. Halacha is like Rabbi Yochanan that dibur is mevatel dibur, yes, and even dibur with a little bit of a ma'aser, like Kabbalas Kiddushin, a dibur can be mevatel. Yes. Thank you very much, Atzlocha. Thank you to our YouTube and our Torah Anytime viewers. May you all be blessed by Kadosh Baruch Hu. Thank you, Rabbi Simkin, for being with us online. Atzlocha Bracha.